Both of my parents are at Calvin. My mother lives in Calvin West, and my dad lives in Garden View.
5 years ago, we had to move my dad into the health center.
Yes, my mother's here, and she was in another facility outside of Des Moines before we came here.
Before coming to Calvin, they lived for 56 years in a home that's just about a couple miles west of Calvin community.
He was not appropriate for assisted living because he's physically not able to help himself at all.
When I moved them here from Kansas, they were in another assisted living here, but he needed more structure and he needed more socialization. So I went off looking for another facility and found Calvin.
One thing that I found that was really important was to find a place that had that continuum of care.
We offer all levels from independent to assisted living to the highest level of care, which is health center, traditionally known as nursing home care.
As director of assisted living, I have about 40 employees that are part-time and full-time that are caring for the residents both in the memory unit and in the regular assisted living.
The staff is just almost like family, for they treat the individuals as though they are family, and that always impresses me.
Sounds like a cliche at times, but the care that we provide is no better than our caregivers. And our caregivers are second to none.
I now know as a daughter the kind of care that's given to residents, so I can speak from both sides that they do great things at whatever level they're living at. The staff is amazing, they're affectionate, they're caring. My dad loves his staff.
We looked at all of the suitable facilities in the area, and Calvin was the most home-like and most comfortable feeling.
There were a lot nicer, newer ones, fancier, more expensive. But I walked in this place and one of the residents was sitting at the piano playing, and it just felt warm and comfortable and inviting.
Just from word of mouth and talking to various people, decided to check Calvin out and actually the whole family liked what they saw.
Calvin was a place that friends of theirs had lived over the years since they were part of this neighborhood, and so it already had a good reputation.
And I chose Calvin because it was a smaller, more contained, homier environment.
And it seemed like it would be more suitable for him because he could have his own belongings and furnishings as much as he wanted to, and the staff was very interactive, and we just thought it was great.
I chose Calvin because it had a wonderful, huge activity staff, as I saw, and a dedicated activity person for the Garden View area where my father lives.
And then when we started looking at the list of their current needs and their future needs, it was a really good match.
Calvin has a very special memory unit.
The single rooms are very home-like. The secure patio area is a terrific place to enjoy the outdoors, and my parents always loved to spend time outside.
Mom's in a south-facing room, and she can overlook the garden and the lawn back there, and the sun comes in, and it's just bright and nice.
For me, the best asset of Garden View is the caring and knowledgeable staff.
They're very friendly. The place is immaculate, I think.
They're very caring, and they really reach out, and they have a lot of activities.
It didn't seem like a job to them, even the ones you see in the hallway that aren't associated with that particular unit.
Honestly, some of them treat my mom like she was their grandma. They just really go above and beyond to be kind to her and do extra things for her. And she probably, a week doesn't go by she doesn't say how nice everybody is to her here.
They have access to meals, to social activities, and to emergency nursing assistance.
They don't just remain in the memory unit, they are also able to go and attend some of the programs and activities that are outside of the memory unit.
It's a good feeling to know that they're safe and that they're surrounded by people that truly care for them individually.
to know that he has people who care about him here is great peace of mind for me. And the notion that my children and husband and I can come into this community and be welcomed in with open arms here as well is important.
I've told several people, I hope this place is still available when I need it.
Everybody has a checklist of the things that they really want in a retirement community.
It's the most home-like and family-like that you can get.
My advice would be very simple, and that is to make a visit, talk to the people who are there.
Or spend the day there, see what activities they have, see how the staff interacts, try the food.
Just come and spend some time with the staff and the residents and really get a feel for what the climate is like in that particular unit.
And I think it's one thing to come into a facility and say, oh, everything's brand new. There are so many brand new facilities in this community, but you need to move beyond that and to watch the interaction of staff and the residents. You need to watch the residents interacting with one another and to look at kind of facial expressions.
And above all things, make sure that you consider the fact that a continuum of care may be needed.
I guess I think of being classic because it's such a desirable place to live, and I really like the location and I like the people, and I think the people are what make it classic.
The physical facility and the campus are so well maintained. The staff are all friendly, kind, knowledgeable, professional, though that combination of factors works so well to help Calvin exceed every expectation you have.
In part, I describe it as something that is excellent, that takes us back to our roots.
It feels so homey, and then of course everybody from the same era, and you picture the '56 Chevy, and it just feels like from that time frame too. But the feeling of community and family is just overwhelming here, I think.
Yeah, I'd say it's classic. I'd say that's kind of the top notch.
When I think of the word classic, I think of setting the standard. And for nearly 50 years now, Calvin Community has set the standard. We do a good job at what we do. We do the best at what we do.
To me, classic is kind of the standard of excellence. When you're looking at something classic, it's what everything else should live up to. And I think you can't beat Calvin.